On YouTube, Super Equicksor here, and I unfortunately am bringing you guys another YGO Pro deck profile. It hurts my soul to do this, but unfortunately it is just how things have to be done until I get every card ever printed to show you guys every deck ever made. And until that day comes, we'll be using YGO. So let's get this started. It is a Lightsworn build, as you can tell from the Judgment Dragons. I don't know what other deck would run Judgment Dragon efficiently. So let's hop in. We have triple Judgment Dragon, because Judgment Dragon is the only reason Lightsworn is even near playable, or has ever been near playable. You special summon him when you have 4 different Lightsworn in your graveyard, and you can pay 1,000 life points to blow up the field other than himself. That is incredible. He wins games, obviously. Then we have the best Lightsworn printed ever, probably, is Lumina. She sets up so many plays, discarding more names to the graveyard to get different names back onto the board to set up synchros and exceeds, and just many plays. She's very good. We have Raiden. He is a mill accelerator. During a main phase, you can send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard, and if any Lightsworn were sent that way, he gains 200 attack to your opponent's next end phase, and then at your end step, you mill 2. So he ends up being milling 4 if you did just play him as your normal summon for the turn. He's a very good card, and like I said, he is level 4, so he is a main component in all of your extra deck plays, especially with Lumina, as he is a tuner, so he makes Michael with Lumina and with any other level 3s in the deck. And then we have 2 Lila. Not 3, just 2. I've been told to run 3. I think 3 is very cloggy and very bad. She's a very good card, but she's not good enough to run at 3. You can target a spell trap card your opponent controls, turn her to defense mode, and pop it, but she can't be turned back into attack position for a full another turn. So she's not that great, but she's not that bad either, and you can pop something and then overlay with her to basically negate the second effect. So she's not that bad, but she's not that great either. And then now we're going to run into the names. We have Raikou. You'll rarely ever get to have him on board. He's usually milled. But when you do have him on board, his effects are very good. He mills 3 and pops 1. That's just amazing. We have Minerva as another name and another tuner. In case you don't get the Raiden Lumina combo, you'll have the Minerva plus any other level 4 combo to synchro into Michael. So she's very good. And plus, if she's sent from the deck or hand to the graveyard, you mill 1 automatically. And that's just amazing mill acceleration. Then we have Aaron, who's actually very good. A lot of people say she's one of the worst, but I don't really agree with that. She gets past Shiginka and Shadal's and any other defensive walls your opponent puts up without even destroying them. So that gets around a lot of sent to graveyard effects as well. When she attacks a defense position monster, before the damage calculation even happens, she shuffles that back into the deck. And that's just very clutch and very kind of key against more stally wall-based decks. Then we have Garoth, your drawing Lightsworn, your kind of card acceleration Lightsworn. Anytime a Lightsworn effect is activated that sends cards from the deck to the graveyard, you send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard, and you draw a card for each Lightsworn monster sent to the grave this way. So he's your acceleration. He's very good, especially with Lumina on board, because you mill 3, then mill 2. That's 5, and plus you get card draw if you mill a Lightsworn off Garoth. That's just great advantage, and that's great plussing, technical plussing for the Lightsworn. And then we have Jane, a beat stick for the deck. She gains 300 attack during damage when she attacks. Unfortunately, it's not any time she's in battle, so she's just a good 21 beat stick when she does attack. And then we have Felice as another name, probably one of my favorite Lightsworn. She can't be normal summoned to set, much like Wolf. She can only be special summoned by card effects, and when she's sent from the deck to the graveyard by a monster effect, not any card effect period, you special summon it. And then you contribute her to target a monster, pop the monster, and mill 3. So she's very clutch. Then we have Wolf. If he's sent from the deck to the graveyard by any effect whatsoever, special summon him. Unfortunately, with both of them, if you need another name in the graveyard and either of them get sent in any way that would special summon them, the special summon has to happen. It's not a May effect. It's an automatic special summon, which is very unfortunate in case you needed a 4th name for your JD or you needed another name for any other effect you might have. So they're not that terrible, but they're also not that great, so that's why we only run one, and that's why we run them as just the names. And then for the last name, we have Celestia. Her level's not super relevant. There are no level 5 Xyz plays or synchro plays, really, other than like Minerva plus her to make an 8 synchro. But that's really going to happen because usually one of the others in the graveyard. And if you sacrificed a Lightsworn to summon her, you mill 4 and then pop 2 cards, and that's just amazing. And now we have Honest at 2. So we're running double Honest. It's a Lightsworn deck. You run as many Honest as you could possibly fit in. And now we get into more of the Chaos variant of it. We have Necrogardna, who can stall long enough for you to win games. A lot of opponents forget they have it. They overextend. They attack into things. You stop the attack. You summon your Judgment Dragon next turn. Now you have advantage. Necrogardna is amazing. 2 Shadal Dragon. When he's flipped up, he's a Compulse. And when he's sent from the deck to the graveyard, he's an MST. So, I mean, that's just amazing. I like him. He's clutch in hand. He's clutch in deck. It's just great. Then the king of the chaos variants of every deck ever printed, we have Blackluster Soldier. You have to banish a light and dark from your graveyard to special summon him, and he gains 2 effects. He has target a monster on the field and banish it, but he can't attack the turn you do that. And during damage, if he destroyed a monster by battle, he can make a second attack in a row. So he's a very, very good card, which is why he's at 1. Then we have a Trag. You could probably drop Trag for a 3rd Gorz. I really like Trag, though. When you take battle damage, special summon him, and he gains 600 attack and defense for every card in your hand. Excuse me. And then once per turn, you can send a monster from your hand to the graveyard and take control of a monster your opponent controls whose level is equal to that monster's level. And with the range of levels you have in the deck, going from 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s, you're pretty much taking a lot of things on board. And that's, excuse me again. And that's just very, very good and very clutch. And he also fixes leveling in that you can target a monster in your graveyard, and his level becomes the level of the targeted monsters of the end phase. So he sets up your Synchronic Seize plays. He fixes things that are going a little wonky in the deck. Then we have the double Gorz. When you take battle damage, special summon him and you get a token whose attack and defense are equal to the damage you took. And he does have a second effect that a lot of people overlook and a lot of people forget about, is that when you take effect damage, you can special summon him and then inflict the same damage to your opponent. So if it's a close game and your opponent gets you pretty low off of an effect damage, special summon him and take your opponent back down to where the match is still even. So he's a very, very good card. And then we have a mini BLS in the Chaos Sorcerer. Same summoning conditions, banish a light and dark. And then once per turn, target a face-up monster on the field. Not any monster this time, but just a face-up on the field. Banish it, and then he can't attack when you activate the effect. But he is a good sub for BLS if you can't draw into him. And then we have one Glow-Up Bulb, because Glow-Up Bulb is always live in a deck that mills. If he's in the graveyard, you special summon him from the graveyard. So that's amazing. And he's a tuner, so he sets up other plays like Armades within the deck. One Foolish, because it's foolish. One Soul Charge, because all this milling, you're going to get things you want in the graveyard, and then you're going to bring them back and make extra deck plays like crazy. So that's just amazing. One Monster Reincarnation, just in case you mill the JD, just in case you mill the BLS, just in case you mill something you need to have in hand. Discard a Lightsworn, preferably, to get another name in graveyard and bring that thing back. It's just amazing, amazing tech card. A lot of people told me not to run it because it's bad. I don't think it's bad. And then we move on to the Triple Solar Recharge. It's an amazing, amazing card. Discard a Lightsworn, which is another name in the yard. Draw 2 cards, and then mill the top 2 cards of your library. And that's just amazing because you're sending one to the graveyard, adding a name, and then when you mill the 2, you're hopefully adding 2 more names. So by that point, you hopefully have 4, 5, 6 Lightsworn in graveyard, summon your JD, win the game. And then finally, charges back at 2, so we get to run 2 charge. It's the Rhoda of the deck. It searches the level 4 lower Lightsworn, and it also mills 3, so that's just amazing acceleration, and you're plussing really, really hard off that. And on to the extra deck, we have Engineer to protect your JD from destruction. We have Alucard to protect your JD from back row. We have Abyss Dweller to stop graveyard shenanigans. We have Diagustal Emerald to stop you from milling yourself out, because if you have extra names in the yard and you're running out of cards, make Emerald, shuffle 3 of them back in. Now you have a little more advantage going. Lavalval Chain sets up plays in the deck, obviously, by sending cards from the deck to the graveyard. You can send names you need. You could send Wolf or Felice to special summon them to the field to set up more plays. It's an amazing card. We have Exciton Knight and Silent Honor Arc. And that's just, they're both amazing. Obviously, I play them, and you guys have seen them in every deck profile that runs rank 4s, so it's amazing. I do not run the Castel in this one. You could probably switch Castel for Rag. I like Rag a little bit because it's drawing, it's card advantage, and that's just really, really clutch in my opinion. It destroys a monster whose attack is different from its original attack, and you get to draw that 1 card. So it blows stuff up without even having to battle, and then you get to swing in. So that's just cool. Then the Felgrand for the rank 8 Xyz play. If you get double JD on board and can't kill your opponent that turn, you can overlay into Felgrand, stop him from dying, and then next turn win the game, hopefully. And then onto the synchros. We have the Armades. Armades is amazing. We have the Black Rose for the Dark Hole effect. We have the Michael. You could run 3 Michael in this extra deck and win games. That's what's great about Michael. Michael's just amazing. Pay 1,000 life, banish anything on the field. And then when he does go to the graveyard, you can shuffle as many Lightsworn as you want back into your deck, and for each one, you gain 300 life points. That's just clutch. Stardust Dragon, you guys know how I feel about Stardust. Stardust is great. Stardust stops things from being destroyed. That's awesome. This is actually a personal choice. You could drop this for whatever you want. I like Avenging Knight Parshath. You can change the battle position of any monster your opponent controls, and he also inflicts piercing damage. So you can change the high attack point to defense mode to get through, and you can change the high defense points to attack mode to get through. He's just amazing. And then we run the Crimson Blader to stop your opponent from advancing his board state with level 5s or higher. And that, guys, is my Chaos Lightsworn build. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more. And hopefully I won't be bringing you guys any more Dev Pro videos for a while. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and take care.